Hello po, ako po si Paolo Quiero from Palo, Leyte. So yun, I'm a freshman po sa Cal BA Theater Arts. I'm from Palo, which was one of the towns greatly affected by the Super Typhoon Yolanda. By the way po, Palo is right next to Tacloban City. Ito po yung story ng family ko during the storm. Well, me and my family during the storm. During the storm po, my family decided to separate. Yung dad ko chose to stay behind sa bahay namin sa Palo, which is made of nipa lang po, and which is around 100 meters away from a river. Kasama niya po doon yung uncle ko, yung tita, and yung daughter po nila. Yung mom ko and yung siblings ko po they decided to stay sa restaurant namin sa Tacloban, which is native style, so made of nipa din po. So during the morning of the storm, when I heard of the storm, in the morning, kinontak ko po sila. Sabi po ng mga kapatid ko na takot talaga sila kasi ang lakas daw ng hangin, ang lakas ng ulan, they were really scared. And after that, my mom texted me na part of the roof po ng restaurant namin wala na po. And that was the last news that I got from my family for 3 days. And for those 3 days, God promised me something. It was in a few verses in the Bible from the book of Esther. If you don't remain silent, it said there, I will save your family. So I decided to believe on that promise and acted on it. For 3 days, I prayed, I fasted, choosing to believe that my family would be okay. Yes, of course, there were times na I felt sad, discouraged, but I kept on reminding myself of the promise. For 3 days, di ko sila makontak. On Monday morning po, I received a text from my mom saying that they were alive and okay. And I was just put to tears by that text. She started to tell me kung ano yung nangyari sa kanila over those 3 days. And this is their story according po to my mom. So during the storm, my family, the restaurant ng mom ko started to experience the wrath of the storm. Yung parents ko, yung siblings ko, moved to the kitchen of the storm. And while they were there, they were praying out loud. And they were praying out loud that God would preserve that part of the restaurant, yung kitchen po. And also, my brother, I don't know how many hours he sang this song, but my brother chose to sing the song over and over and over again. And I think you're familiar with this song. When the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood. I will be still, know you are God. Paulit-ulit ko niyang kinanta yung song na yun. I don't know for how many hours. But that's just a part of what my family experienced. Kasi grabe po yung experience ng dad ko sa bahay namin yun pa. Kasi he chose to stay behind. It's a few hundred meters away from a river. They experienced a storm surge there. Storm surge po. And the people there were carried about 30 feet above the ground. And my dad experienced a lot of times where he felt he was going to drown. He decided to, he found a coconut tree that he could hang on to. So for more than 1 hour po, he was hanging onto a coconut tree. Tapos after nun, lumungoy pa siya for more than 4 hours daw. And while lumalangoy siya with holding onto a tree trunk, may ahas po na lumungoy near sa kanya. But praise God, the snake didn't touch him. And after how many hours, he landed safely sa seminary. But as I said kanina, my dad was with my uncle, my aunt, and their daughter. My uncle and my aunt didn't make it. Their daughter survived with no parents. I just want to end by saying this, bro. Because I held on to God's promise for me and my family and decided to act on it. Importantly, because I decided to act on it, God moved. So if you know people, or you yourself are going through the same things, I just want to encourage you to just hold on. Just hold on to God's promise. Never doubt, and just keep on acting. Do what you can. It's not enough to just feel pity for the people in Leyte, in Tacloban, in everywhere else involved. It's not enough to just feel pity. But I encourage all of us to please do our part, to act on this. To do your part, volunteer, donate goods, money, cash. And whatever comes, I just want to encourage you that whatever comes, just trust God, like what I did. And for sure, God will also move in your life. That is the testimony from me and my family. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat, Paolo. So, ayan po. Ngayon naman after naman po dun, sino yung susunod natin na bahagi ng program?
Okay, ayun no, maraming salamat kay Paolo. I'm sure marami din sa atin na yung nakaka-relate, marami tayong kakilala na ganun din yung na-experience o mas malala pa. Pero sabi nga niya, humapit lang naman siya and praise God. Ayun.
Ayun, tapos kung, ayun nga po, yung siguro po sa, hindi tingin po sa kaalaman natin dito, isa rin po dun sa mga messenger mula po sa Office of the Student Region. Si Kuya Toto po ay nagbakasyon papuntang Tacloban noong katapusan ng October. Tapos ayun po, so 15 days po yung leave niya, inipon niya po yung leave niya na yun ng matagal na panahon. Tapos nag-ipon din po talaga siya ng maraming para po maipabaon doon sa, kumbaga death anniversary po kasi nung nanay niya na uulan po niya doon po sa Palo. Tapos he was supposed to be back today actually. Tapos hanggang sa kasalukuyan po, hindi pa rin po namin siya nakukontak. Tapos hindi pa rin po namin, wala pa rin pong balita. So ayun po, siguro po sa isang banda po, teorya ko lang naman po ito. Lahat po tayo dito bilang mga Pilipino, siguro sa isang banda, meron po tayong mga kakilala, panigurado na nanggaling dun sa Kabisaya, sa bahaging yun po ng Kabisayaan na nasalanta. Dahil siguro na napaka-mobile naman natin bilang mga tao. Panigurado po na yun po, meron po tayong kung di man natin kamag-anak, kaibigan, mga katrabaho, na panigurado po ay kumbaga naging biktima na salanta nitong bagyo. Bali ngayon po, marami po tayong inilunsad na relief efforts at malaki po yung nagiging tagumpay ng mga relief efforts na inilulunsad natin. Subalit dun po sa pagtatagumpay nitong mga relief efforts na to, kumbaga, ito na po yung pinakamalapit na pwede nating maabot dun po sa mga yakap, mga pagtap po sa balikat ng mga kababayan natin na nasalanta. Ito pong ginagawa nating relief efforts na to sa simple po nating pamamaraan, ito na po yung pinakakaya natin. Hindi man po tayo makabiyahe doon para puntahan sila, para makamusta po sila ng personal. Ito na po yung pinakakaya nating gawin. Kaya po sa mga darating pa pong araw, hindi pa po naman po tayo matitigil. Hindi po ito matatapos lamang sa usapin ng relief. Nasusunod dyan pa po yung usapin ng rehabilitation, pagkatapos, pagpapanumbalik. So sana po, wag po tayong matigil, wag po tayong magmaliw sa pagbibigay ng tulong. Ngayon po, kung mapapanood po natin siguro sa TV, mga balita, nakakalungkot po na ito pong panahon na to ay minsan nagagamit pa po sa pamumulitika, nandiyan pa po yung mga pagbabadya po ng corruption, and kung ano pa mga issue. Pero para po sa ating lahat na nandito ngayon, hindi po ito yung panahon upang magsisihan po tayo. Hindi po ito yung panahon upang magturuan po tayo kung sino yung dapat na ganito, ganyan, sino yung may sala o ano pa man. Pero ito po bagkus, ito po yung panahon upang magkaisa po tayo, magkapit kamay at kahit po sa munting paraan po natin ay mapaabot yung tulong na nais nating maipaabot. So ngayon po, ngayong hapon naman po ay nagkatipon-tipon tayo dito sa Quezon Hall bilang isang komunidad dito po sa UP upang ipakita po ang ating pagsasama-sama, pakikiisa at pagdamay sa ating po mga kababayan doon po sa doon po na nasalanta ni Bagyong Yolanda. At syempre po, kasama rin po nito yung mga panawagan po natin na maipamahagi na po yung relief goods sa lalong madaling panahon at kung sino man po yung may responsibilidad ng pamamahagi ng relief goods o may kakayahan po para may pamigay ito sa ating mga kababayan sa pinakamaagang posibleng panahon ay magawa na rin po dahil lahat po tayo rito kumbaga nasa balag ng alanganin, lahat po tayo rito naghihintay, nangangapa, hindi alam kung ano yung mangyayari sa mga susunod pang araw.